Welcome back. We're heading to LA directly back from his whirlwind trip to Dallas for WrestleMania in a very high suite. Michael Babcock of TMZ.
Good morning. I'm still trying to get rid of my nosebleed, but there was free food and drink, so
you can't complain.
That's all right. Did you take your binoculars?
I didn't, Kelly, but I was really regretting it. I basically was watching on TV. I was just sitting in my chair watching the big boards because I couldn't even see. The ring was so tiny.
So Mike, are you into wrestling? Like, I know you do TMZ Sports. Are you into wrestling?
No. So we had done something with WWE a few months ago, and they came in and they invited me when they were out here in LA to a match at Staples Center. So that was my first time ever. I went, and yeah, I had a good time being there. I think the energy of the crowd was fun. I wouldn't watch on TV, let's put it that way. But this is my second time, so I had a good time.
Lots of people are into it, obviously. My goodness.
Yes.
It was a huge
80,000 people each. 80,000 people each night inside AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. It was incredible.
Wow.
The amount of people there. Yeah.
Michael, that's how long it's been since I've been home because I haven't been to the new stadium yet. I remember old Texas Stadium, but that's where I grew up and went to the Texas Stadium a million times.
I mean, as you know, Jeremy, it's a gorgeous building. It's and in fact, it was. I think they started building maybe 2008, so it's not exactly that new anymore. But beautiful building. Anyway,
we digress. Anyway, today is Kardashianpalooza, is what I'm calling
it.
Yeah, I guess so. All of them are Kardashian related. I don't know, where do we want to start? Here, let's start with Kourtney Kardashian.
Perfect.
And Travis Barker. So they got married on Sunday night, Monday morning after the Grammys, just hours after Travis had actually performed. They go to this little chapel in Las Vegas. Maybe some drinks were involved here, like a lot of times it is when you find yourself at a chapel in Las Vegas being married by Elvis. That's exactly what happened here. I'm not even joking. No.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
So they kind of stroll in and they've got their own photographer and they've got their own security and they say, hey, let's do this thing. Now there is a little bit of controversy, if you want to call it that. Is it official or not is the question. So our sources, we've talked to a lot of people and they have said, hey, look, they didn't have a marriage certificate. So if you don't have a marriage certificate, obviously it's not legal. On the other hand, the chapel says, hey, we only do weddings if there's a marriage certificate. So those two things would seem to be at odds with one another. Bottom line, they went into the chapel and someone married them. Elvis married them, either officially or not officially, but they did this thing. They're going to have a couple of big ceremonies, ultimately, big, fancy, celebrity, star-studded. So those will happen in the future. But I think it was kind of something they just did on a whim after after they had a big night at the Grammy Awards.
After a lot of drinking.
I have a feeling that was probably involved too, Kelly.
Interesting.
I do.
That is so interesting.
Can I say my first thought was their momager is going to be ticked off because it was not recorded for their show.
Oh, that is true.
That crossed my mind too.
I was like, I can't believe they did something off camera.
Well, maybe it wasn't off camera. We'll find out, I guess. But
yeah.
Maybe they were people recording.
You never know. There's always somebody recording.
Yeah. Right. There's always, especially when it's the Kardashians, there's always someone recording. So we will see.
Okay.
How about Kim and Pete introducing their kids?
Yeah. So I think clearly they have taken the relationship to the next step. Well, we did a story a few days ago where Kim actually visited Pete's grandparents, on Staten Island where he grew up. And that was really, really cute, really cool. And now Pete met Northwest. So they were in this golf cart driving around inside Scott Disick, I should say, his gated community in California, in LA, right near Kim's house, actually. But the fact that Pete was with North, I think that certainly shows that they have taken things to the next step and he has now met the kids. That was a point of contention a while back, and Kanye was saying he didn't want Pete to be with the kids, and Kim at the time said, oh no, Pete hasn't met the kids yet. So clearly that has now changed, and it looks like this relationship that's been going on for about 6 months now, it continues to get more serious and more serious, and I'm personally surprised. I thought it was going to be a quick thing, rebound, and that was going to be it, and they weren't compatible. But clearly, what do I know? They seem very much into each other still.
Wow. Well, I think the next thing we're waiting for is an eruption from Kanye.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Probably, yeah.
As they get
probably a
closer.
good bet.
Maybe.
But speaking of Kanye, I'm glad you brought that up
Yeah,
because
yeah. I think this actually might be related, Kelly. So over the weekend, Kanye pulls out of Coachella. It's only now it's a week and a half away, and he was one of the headliners. So he's headlining the show on Sunday night. So Coachella, we did a story yesterday. Coachella was they're saying we're not mad at Kanye. You know, if he's not feeling well, if he needs some help right now, we hope he gets what he needs, and we want him to be well. So they're not mad, but the bottom line is they have a problem that they have to try and fix now. They have a festival with a lot of people going and no headliner. So they're looking at a couple different acts. So Silk Sonic is the name of this group made up of Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars. If you watch the Oscars, they did really well that night. They were looked at as hey, you guys could be the favorites to perform, but Bruno Mars shut it down. He said, hey, look, it's just not enough time to put together a good show, and I don't want to do a bad show. So they said no, so they're out. Now, The Weeknd is another possibility. There are conversations that have been happening. Red Hot Chili Peppers also could be another band that steps in for that Sunday night slot. So we'll see what happens. It's a big job. It's a tough job, and not just for the festival organizers. You also have to obviously now try and put together a pretty big show in like a matter of 10 days.
Hey,
so,
Michael, could you do me a favor? Could you call the Coachella people and suggest me and Kelly?
I was going to say that.
I don't know why they should have thought of that already.
I mean,
Shame
come
on
on.
them
Because
not.
we're not that
But-
fancy. We don't have to worry about it. I mean, we got
No.
10 days. That's
We
fine.
can-
You have
can
the
do it.
routine ready to
Yeah,
go.
we're
We
good.
got that two-man show ready to go. We got all our jazz standards. We're ready to go.
We're ready. Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as we get done talking, I'm calling.
You're so funny.
This has to happen.
So thank you, Michael. We appreciate the shout out. We
Thanks,
get that
Kelly and
going.
So,
Jeremy.
Michael, on a side note, how
Yeah.
many celebrities' phone numbers do you have in your phone?
Oh, come on, Jeremy.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, just give us a
more-
ballpark.
Maybe people you know. I know you're not a big UFC fan. I have made a lot of athletes, some musicians and stuff. But yeah,
You're my go-to.
a few.
If we need to talk to Hollywood, we go to Michael Babcock.
Yeah, that's
so.
right. Oh my goodness.
you know how it goes.
Yeah, you know how it goes. I want to say real quick, I do feel sorry for Kanye, and mental health and physical health all go together, and I know he's dealing with a lot with the divorce and everything, so I hope that he gets better.
No, I could not agree more. I do feel for the guy in that he's going through a tough time, but I think some of the way he has handled these difficult situations has left something to be desired. But you're right, he's going through a tough time, and you do hope he's okay, Kelly. I
Can
know.
I just say, love makes you do crazy things.
Well, yeah.
It clear confirmed. Confirmed.
We love you, Michael.
We love you, Michael.
We'll see you next week. Okay, bye-bye. You can catch TMZ weekdays at 5 p.m. and TMZ Live weekdays at 2 p.m., and we will be right back.
He's hilarious. We got you, Michael.